Zinc doesn't get a lot of street cred when it comes to inflammation. It's usually tucked away in multivitamins or buried in tiny font on your cereal box, overshadowed by louder players like turmeric, ginger, or fish oil. But behind the scenes, zinc might just be one of the most underappreciated natural anti-inflammatories around. Think of it as the mineral equivalent of a referee, unseen when the game's going smoothly, but absolutely critical when things start to spiral into chaos. At the heart of zinc's anti-inflammatory power is its influence on NF-κB signaling, the molecular equivalent of flipping a switch between peace and war inside your immune system. NF-κB, nuclear factor kappa light chain enhancer of activated B cells, if you want to get very nerdy, controls the expression of a wide array of pro-inflammatory genes. When it's turned on excessively or stays activated for too long, as in many chronic diseases, it tells your body to produce inflammatory cytokines like IL-6 and TNF-alpha, which fan the flames of everything from arthritis and heart disease to metabolic syndrome and even depression. Here's where zinc comes in with the quiet efficiency of a mineral bouncer. It inhibits excessive NF-κB activity, essentially keeping your immune system from launching a full-blown inflammatory tantrum every time it's slightly annoyed. Zinc helps your immune response shift from burn it all down mode to let's take a breath and respond proportionally. But it doesn't stop there. Zinc also modulates cytokine activity, especially IL-6 and TNF-alpha, two heavy hitters in the inflammation game. In people with chronic inflammatory conditions, these molecules are often elevated, like annoying alarm bells that just won't shut off. Zinc helps muffle that noise, dialing down the inflammatory volume while still allowing the body to respond to actual threats. It's not about silencing your immune system. It's about fine-tuning it. What does this mean in real life? Well, studies have shown that zinc supplementation can reduce inflammatory markers in people with obesity, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and even autoimmune disorders. It's not a miracle cure, but it can be a powerful supporting actor, especially for people stuck in a loop of chronic low-grade inflammation that never quite tips into an acute illness, but slowly chips away at health over time. You know the type: fatigue that never fully goes away, aches that aren't technically a disease, mood changes that don't respond to anything obvious. That's inflammation talking, and zinc might be part of the answer. In fact, some researchers are starting to view chronic low-level inflammation as one of the foundational drivers of aging itself, inflammaging, as it's now called, and zinc is emerging as one of the few nutrients that can meaningfully modulate this process. By keeping the inflammatory response from becoming overactive, zinc may actually help slow down age-related decline in immune function, cognition, and even mobility. And it's not just your joints and your brain that benefit. Zinc's anti-inflammatory effects extend to the gut, the lungs, the skin, and the vascular system. It may help reduce the risk of atherosclerosis, support recovery from respiratory infections, and improve outcomes in conditions like psoriasis or eczema, where inflammation takes center stage. So, should you be taking zinc for inflammation? Possibly, but with a caveat. Too much zinc can backfire. It can deplete copper, irritate the stomach, and paradoxically increase inflammation if you go overboard. More isn't always better. The sweet spot is usually in the 8 to 11 milligrams daily range for adults, though therapeutic doses for specific conditions are sometimes higher and best done under medical supervision. If you're not sure where your zinc levels are, start with food, meat, seeds, legumes, eggs, and whole grains, and consider a basic supplement only if your intake is consistently low. In short, zinc isn't trying to replace your turmeric latte or fish oil capsule. It's just quietly doing what it does best, regulating inflammatory chaos at the molecular level, helping your immune system stay balanced, and maybe giving your joints, brain, and heart a little less to complain about. It's not loud, but it might just be exactly what your inflammation-weary body has been waiting for.